Hello all, my name is Rahman and in this video I am going to modify this model file. Okay, so if you remember in the last video we have modified our web page, right? So there we have given something like wow, Python programming is learning fun, something like that. So before doing that we were having just a simple default page and we're showing Django and something like that, right? So then later on we have modified that page, but now I want to fully modify that page. At that time I was just given wow, Python programming is learning fun. So a lot of people, what they do in their websites is like when we open their websites, we will be getting the option like email, enter your email, or registration, and we will be getting registration and or logging, signing up. We will be getting all of these things, and they will, some people put their blogs, some people put their all of their things. But instead of all of those things, I want to keep it simple. It's pretty complex, but I want to keep them simple. So for that I'm going to use, in this case I'm going to use their tutorials. So like tutorial playlist, we will be like as I'm creating that tutorials, I'm going to paste that something. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all I'm going to open my models file, and in the models file, and if you remember in the last video we were linking these files, like we were not having this urls file in the main folder. So I have copied the urls file from the my site folder and then pasted in the main folder urls file, and then I was linking from this urls file to this urls which is in the main file, and then after that I have been linking this to views.py, and then I have modified all of these things, right? So now I'm going to close this both of them, and now I'm going to do this. So now I'm going to make this some larger. Okay, and now ready. Okay, so it's pretty much big. So now we have this from Django.db import models, right? So now I have this create your models. Here we have all of these things. So now we need to create our database. So here I'm going to give you a class, okay, and then I'm going to give it tutorial name, and after that I'm going to give you the brackets, and in the brackets I'm going to give here models dot del. And here I'm going to talk about these models after some time, so just give it. After some time I will be explaining you how this models is going to work, and the semicolon. After that I'm going to type here. So we are giving our tutorials there. We need like tutorial title, we need to give tutorial content, and we need to give tutorial published, right? So for that I'm going to give here tutorial title. Okay, tutorial title is equals to models dot char field. Okay, so now we have this char field, and we have get the brackets, and in this brackets I'm going to give here max length, and then I'm going to give here 200. Okay, so how this is going to work I'm going to talk about this later. So just I'm going to type this first, then I'm going to explain it. So I have this tutorial and tutorial content is equals to a model. Okay, models dot text field, and in the brackets I'm not going to give anything, and I'm going to do this final one, tutorial published is equals to models dot date time field, and in the brackets I'm going to give here the quotation marks, and then I'm going to give here published date, published. Okay, so we have all of these things, right? And now I'm going to explain you how this is going to work here. So I had this create your models here. I have given your models. First of all, let's talk about this char field first. Okay, so char field in Python, char field is used for storing the small sized string in the database, right? So here we are using char field for giving the name of the tutorial title. So we need to give the name of the title, right? Tutorial. So this is the title, and we have this models dot char field, or char field, whatever you call it. So I'm going to call it char field. So what this char field does is it's used for storing the small sized strings in the database. So we are storing the small size, like we are storing the name of the tutorial, it will be small. And like we can store a lot of things, like we can store first name, the last name, and address details, we can store etc. And char field should be given an argument known as max length, as I have given here, max length, for specifying the maximum length of the string it is required to store, right? So what I will do is I will be giving just a tutorial title, the models dot char field, all of these things. But max length, if I don't give, then it's going to show us error or not, because we have not specified that how many string characters we need to be the name of the title. So I have just given 200. After that we have this turn tutorial content, it is equals to models dot text field. So here how this is going to work, text field is used for storing large text in the database, right? One can store paragraphs, data, etc. To store small text, first name, the last name, char field is used, as I said. Okay, so what I have done is I have used here text field, because here we have this tutorial content, and there what we are going to do is we are going to give their tutorial meaning. I'm going to, like I'm creating the video right now I'm creating the video, but there I can't say the content, all of that. So there I'm going to write the whole content. I'm going to write the text based version. It will be text based version of this video, something like that. So tutorial content is equals to models text field. So as I said, text field is used for storing the large paragraphs, data, and all of these things. So content will be pretty much large. So that's why I have given their text fields. And the final one is date time field. So how this is going to work is, right, so how this date time field is going to work, date time field is a date and time field which stores the data represented in Python by a datetime instance, as the name suggested. This field is used to store an object of date created in Python, right? So we have given tutorial published is equals to models, and then we have given models dot date time. So, so we are saying that the date of the tutorial when it was published, it's going to do by itself. And then, and also we can override the string method. So let's do that. So now I'm going to define the string. So render str render string, and in this one is we have already got a self, so it is very useful. And now I'm going to give here the return self dot tutorial. Okay, so we have got this okay, and then we have return dot self dot tutorial title. Okay, so, and one more thing, if you see here in our file, I'm going to open this one, and code here, and in this my side we have all of these files, and we have manage.py, and we have this my site. Where is this one? Okay, so we have this return self dot tutorial. So we have our database. In the database we have this tutorial title, tutorial content, tutorial published. So everyone will be having the database, but you should have it. So we have this db SQLite 3, so which is database. So we can change it to SQLite 3 by opening our here it is. It's here in the settings file. Okay, it's here, and then opening settings file, and after that we have to go. So we have this database, and we have this vir db dot SQLite 3, so we can change it to just SQLite 3. So we can make lot of changes here. So now I am going to close this one, and now I am going to, so we have this database and we have this tutorial, and these are going to be our columns, right? And in this one it can be, we have this, we don't have any primary key, so it's going to make by default, which it will make by default that someone that is the primary key. But we can also specify that we want this tutorial title to be primary key, or tutorial content to be primary key, and tutorial published, it should be primary key. So we can specify that also here. So I'm not going to give any primary key here for this one. Okay. And now, so when we are giving all of this, our table has, so that we have a new table, right? And after that we have to do two things, and that is we have to migrate, right? So now I am going to open my terminal, and I think I should run this one. So now I am going to give here Python, or I think you should have this one. Okay, so it's taking some time. I think it's going to go. Okay, so as you can see here, it's showing system check and define no issues, 0 silence, and after that it's showing you have 18 applied migrations. Your project may not work until you apply the migrations for app admin. We are getting all of these things, and then I'm getting run python manage.py migrate to apply them. Okay, and then I have, so it's saying that I should open the settings file, and then I have to go the make changes, something like that, and then I have to do migration. So first of all, I'm going to open the 128 our website. So I'm going to open that here. So we are not getting anything. Okay, so again one local host, and still now we are getting wow, Python programming is learning fun. So I'm going to make a lot of more changes in the next video, but I'm not going to do anything right now. So I have this run python manage.py migrate. So first of all I'm going to close this one, and then I'm going to open the terminal here. After that I'm going to type here python manage.py make migrations, and it's showing no changes detected. Okay, so now I am going to make migrations, right? So before doing that, I am going to open my settings file, minimizing here. Okay, the settings file, and in the settings file where is the installed apps, I am getting, we have the all of these, and we have, okay, so we have this installed apps. So now I am going to give here main.apps.config main. Okay, main.apps, I have only given app, and now I'm going to give here main config, right? And now I'm going to give here comma, otherwise I'll be getting the errors later. So now I'm going to go here, and then right now I'm going to open the terminal, and let's make the migrations. So for that I have to give is like python manage.py migrate, then it's going to make the migrations. So first of all I am going to give here python, let's do this one. Okay, python manage.py make migrations. I'm going to run this one, and it's taking some time. Okay, as you can see here, it's showing migrations for main, so it has been made the migrations, right? So one more thing I forgot to show you is that I'm going to open the apps one. Apps we have don't have here. Okay, so we have this apps file, and in this file we have class, and I have all of these things like main config, app config, and I have auto db django.db.models. I have all of these things main, right? So it has already been there. Or so you can do one more thing, like I'm going to open this one, and my site migrations, and there you'll be getting 0 point initial, something like this. So now I'm going to open that here only, migrations 0 point, it's empty. Okay, so here also we have, so as you can see here we have all of these things, so we can see like what he is going to do later on. So and we are getting create model tutorial, which means that we have made the migrations, right? So now I am going to close this one. And so if you want to do with the SQL, you can do like, you can give here something like python manage.py. I'm going to remove this one, SQL migrate, and then I'm going to give the main here, right? And if I enter here, press enter, it's going to show me like, it's going to show me usage main dot SQL migrate, and it's showing database I'm getting. So I'm getting the error. So the error we are getting here is like Python SQL, the error following a required migration name. So what I have done is I have not given the file name, so 001, I think what it is, let's take migrations 0001. Okay, so now I'm going to press here enter, and I think I'm going to get here. Okay, so as you can see here, it's showing create table main. I'm getting all of these things, which means that it has been created. So we have done all of these things, but let's take python manage.py make migrations, python manage.py make migrations. So it's showing no changes detected, and now you can migrate. So that is python manage.py, and as you can see here, we are getting all of these things, like we are getting applying this one, and it's showing all of these users. We are getting okay, which means that we have migrated, we have applied all of the migrations to all of this. So okay, so our model is modifying our completed. So now we have to interact with it. So now in the next video I'm going to interact with it. So I have done the mistake that I have created this model. I have done it right, but I have done all of those things like python manage.py SQL migrate I have done for just for showing all of you. So you can do like python manage.py make migrations, after that migrate, and then make migrations. You can do that, so it's pretty easy. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video. If you have any questions, give it in the comments below. Otherwise I will see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and thank you, bye.